Does Arch Manning have the yips? And if so, what are the yips, Chase?
Yeah. I don't like to ever talk about a quarterback having the yips. Like, right, like in baseball, it was like when second baseman couldn't throw to first base, and it was always like something we don't talk about, right? And I don't know if it's the yips, but what I do know, and I went back because I'm obviously calling the game and looked at every single snap this year, and I even went back and looked at last year's snaps when he played. And I would just say, instead of the yips, I'll say mechanically there are a lot of things wrong with his throwing motion, from his feet not being in the right spot to his arm angle not being in the right spot to him grimacing when he throws the football. And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think he's hurt, Dan. I really don't. I just think his motion and his throwing angle of his shoulder, I feel like everything's completely off. And I say this is specifically his back foot. Your back foot is a thrower, and I learned this from Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Tom House, who worked with that. He's like a renowned throwing coach. He lives right down the road from me. I've worked with him before. Your power comes from your feet up as a thrower. So anytime your feet aren't planted in the ground firmly, you don't get enough torque on the ball. You don't get enough power on the ball. Last year, when I watched Arch Manning and all his snaps, his back foot was down until his arm came through, which is very mechanically correct, for lack of better words. This year, almost every throw, including in clean pockets, that back foot has come up. So his ball dies on him, specifically going to the right? We saw this 10 play, really this 20 play incompletion stretch, and it was 10 incompletions against UTEP. UTEP has one of the worst passing defenses in all of college football. It's who Texas played last week. And so my thing is, I don't know how you fix it, because you can get to the mechanical stuff, you can get to this and that. So I'm not going to call it the yips, but mechanically, he looks completely different than he did last year.
But his head coach is a former quarterback. How does Steve Sarkisian not see this and maybe try to arrest it?
Well, he has seen it, and I think Texas is averaging over 40 carries a game. They're not throwing the football, and you've watched Sark's offenses in the past. They like to throw the football. They're not getting Ryan Wingo, their number one receiver, involved. They don't look like an offense that I've seen Texas look like before. And when the Ohio State Texas game, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, it's obviously Arch didn't play well," but Sark's it's a manageable game plan. So I thought they did really good stuff on offense. And if you look at all three of their games they played, Dan, there's stuff open. Arch is just missing it. He's not accurate.
Yeah.